Shall we get started?
Finger guns.
YouTube, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another one. Go on and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can stay up to date on all things TGB, because we upload 6 days a week. We're going to jump in today. So leave your comments down below on what you think about what we're going to talk about. We're going over a tier list and ranking the live action Batman villains based on our thoughts of what we think they did. So
yeah, you
I'm going to share my screen.
You lovable little idiots.
So fucking stupid. It's adorable.
There you go, Sam.
Sarah got it up.
Beautiful.
Barely see this.
There he is.
Ooh, starting off some bangers.
Yep. I tried to put this in order of cinematic release. So technically I should put her like right there, but cool. They're all in the same movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like one movie.
Now he's getting down to the timestamps. He's like, all right, I got to calculate. Like, all right.
Yeah, he's getting into the details. He's going Yellow Ranger on this shit.
Well, in that case, theoretically, she'd be right there because she showed up before he showed up.
Okay, calm down, Joe. Just let it go.
What? I like the movies. I know this stuff. I retain this information.
All right, buckle up, everybody. It's going to be a long one.
Yep.
Joe's going to go on rants again.
All right. Let's start out strong, shall we?
Can we change that D tier to F tier? Like, let's just go ahead and get an F in there. It's just weird saying D, you know?
I mean, it shouldn't be.
There you go. Banished to the shadow realm of F tier.
I mean, I guess that works too.
Oh, God.
Gone forever.
Hey, you know what? Just because I know we're going to need one. Oh, no.
What'd you do?
Hang on. Can I add one?
Not bright.
It is bright.
You hit settings, like hit just any of those little cogs. Add a row above.
God tier. Fine. S plus. Be boring.
God tier. No, I want that shadow realm. Must be shadow realm. There we go. Okay, cool. And we're back.
Can't even see it.
Damn it. There we go. Okay, cool. Awesome. Great. Damn it, they're all out of order now. Son of a bitch.
All that work. Just for nothing.
All that work. We're gonna, there he was.
That this thing is just triggering Joe so much.
The majestic. Okay.
I'm here for it.
So, yeah, we're here for it. All right. So, Mr. Jack Nicholson, the Joker. Quite possibly, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Might be a hot take, but personally, the best Joker to have ever played the character.
Definitely up there.
Best actor.
He's up there, yeah.
I mean, and we'll get to him later, but of course, nobody will forget Heath Ledger. But yeah, no, I mean, I think he was probably the truest to the character overall.
He was truly the clown prince of crime. Like they actually, the only difference from the comics was that he didn't wear the red hood, like the cowl that Joker originally wore.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was dropped in a vat, skin all melted. I mean, everything was a killing joke, basically. Like it was even all the way down to the laughing gas as he was floating through the city. I mean, I know where I would put him, but I don't know where y'all would put him.
I mean, I would definitely say at least S tier, if not God tier.
Yeah, I'd say S tier.
See, I was thinking up here.
Of course you were.
Because I truly believe, I mean, so these two playing the Joker, I think we can all agree is the most iconic villain
easily
of all of Batman, if not of all of, comic books.
I'd keep it at DC. Because then you get into discussion of Marvel and all that stuff, and it's It gets really wide scope there.
Yeah.
So all of DC, probably the most iconic villain of all time.
Yeah.
I think we can agree on that.
Definitely.
And so when it comes down to what makes the Joker, he's a psychotic, maniacal clown, the clown prince of crime.
But he's a villain with standards. Let's not forget that.
Of course. But I just think as far as who played that character of taking it right from the comic book page and putting it on the big screen, I mean, Jack Nicholson takes the cake. That's why I'd put him at S+, because I think he embodied the character so well.
I can agree to that.
That's the I don't know. I mean, yeah, he did do a great job with the character, but I don't know if I would put him in S+ though. I mean, he's definitely up there. This is a weird one.
It's a weird like internal debate, right? Because like at the same time, you're like, well, Heath Ledger's is literally God tier because that's where he's at right now. But you know,
I mean, figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. No offense to him, but you know, like let's, you know, love the guy, great actor, but you know, I mean, if we're gonna get down to some brass tacks here, but
the man literally died for his character, so okay, I can agree to S+.
Cool. And a real quick thing. So Spastic is in chat saying, I know we're talking about the movies, but Mark Hamill is the best Joker. And as far as voice,
hands down,
like absolutely.
That just like Kevin Conroy is the Batman.
Yeah.
Like hands down.
This is live action.
The animated universe. Yeah, the animated universe. We're not putting in this.
Yeah, we're not dealing with that.
We'd be
That's
here.
Complicated.
We'd literally be here forever. Like,
yeah, we're not dealing with that.
But no, Mark Hamill will forever. His laugh is iconic. Just you hear it and you're like, oh shit. Like, it's the Joker. Well, I can either keep him there or we can talk about him later.
Well, do you want to go in release format or do you just want to go in whatever?
Well, in that case, let's bring on Mr. Cobblepot.
All right then.
Because he's next. And so is she. And so is he. Yes.
Jesus.
Yes, indeed. So the Penguin. What are we thinking, boys?
I don't really know enough about the Penguin, to be honest, to like really give this a fair rating. I mean, I remember thinking he looked funny in the movie, you know, like stuff like that. But yeah, I don't really have a fair assessment.
Yeah, whenever the Penguin came around, either in the comics or in the movies, I was just like, what is this stupid ass mafia boss doing here?
I like kind of the telling.
I thought every time he came on.
I liked the version that they like the kind of the origin story that they talked about in Gotham with him.
Yeah, that was cool.
That one was really good.
Cool. I like him in the games too. He's pretty fun in the games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and so this, if I'm not mistaken, Tim Burton directed both of these.
That makes so much sense.
And that, I mean, you could definitely see it's a Tim Burton movie with just like how they're designed, like his whole face makeup, his whole get up, all the way down to like how dark and gritty the movie is. Because the first movie was kind of dark, like it was more of like it was definitely more of a comic book movie at that time of like, oh, it's the Batman. Oh,
I mean, the first movie was like lighthearted dark. The second movie was dark.
Oh yeah, it was just dark. Like
it just threw shit at you. You're just like, whoa.
I don't even think that, like, I think maybe there was one or two scenes in the entire movie that was shot during the day. Like everything else was at night.
Yeah.
Also, we got to see, if I'm not mistaken, we got to see the Batwing in that one, or the Bat Boat. Which one was it?
I'm pretty sure it was the Batwing.
Because I remember he had to fly out of that long tube and get it out of there. Like,
yeah,
that
was just cool.
The wing.
Yeah, with those awesome effects at the time.
Man, we totally forgot about talking about with Jack Nicholson's Joker, that massive ass pistol that he pulls out of his pant leg.
Oh, that shit was hilarious.
Boom, and shoots the Batwing out of the sky. Like, that was great. That was amazing.
He didn't even aim. He just had iron sights and blasted the thing.
Yeah, dude. He and you could tell it was a heavy prop too, because his arm is like
No, you could literally see his arm flexing when he tried to pull that thing out. I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
It took everything in him to not just like support his elbow up underneath. Like, come on, we can do this.
You know that man was doing bicep curls on just that one arm the whole time leading up to that.
Props to Jack Nicholson for just being strong.
Yeah, get that pimp hand strong.
As far as Penguin though goes, like I don't think I can really give him
so-
anything above an A tier personally. Like I think he's kind of low tier.
I'd say B or A for me.
I was gonna go B tier.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really do anything. Like he was just
Who
was
played
just
him?
kinda
Danny
like-
DeVito, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say good casting.
It was
But-
good casting. It was fantastic casting. The problem was the Penguin is always like, he's smart, but he's kind of like that lackey in the rogues gallery for Batman. He's like, he's up there. He's got money. He's got the power. He just he never really like.
It's like an
He's kind of a
afterthought.
filler. Yeah, he's kind of a filler character. Like,
Yeah.
I was gonna-
the
I was gonna put him
Joker
in
and
B
stuff is
tier, honestly.
taking a break, so we'll just bring in the Penguin for a little bit.
Yeah, I'd be fine with B tier.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
He's not like terrible. He's just like not really. You
I
know,
mean, he wasn't really
just
that
kind of like
interesting. He
just
was
kind of
just-
meh.
yeah, he just filled space, kind of.
He's not
Now-
intimidating. Yeah, no, you're not wrong, Kate.
No, he's not intimidating at all. The funny part too was that like when everyone's at the ball and he comes up in the duck car, the duck mobile, and he's just
Yeah,
hello. Well, that was all
Waddles
weird.
in.
yeah. The first time I saw him in the movie, I was like, why doesn't Batman just kick him in the gut? Because honestly, that'd probably just take him out of the fight.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. Catwoman.
Oof.
Oh, BDSM Catwoman.
Mm.
There's a special place in my heart for that.
Yeah, special place somewhere for that.
Anybody else remember their first
She-
boner?
She wasn't my first. She was one of them.
Sponsored by Coon Cookies. It's purely to get Joe.
Oh man. I think she was
Unleash
good.
the coon.
I think she was a great casting. I think just like the other characters in that movie, it didn't like. I wish Michael Keaton had gotten another chance, because I feel like the second movie didn't hit as hard. I mean, they literally blew their wad. They coomed so hard in the first movie, and the second one was kind of like, here's a Batman movie.
The second one was like the pre-drizzle. It just comes out like, oh.
Yeah.
It's a
Like,
freak-
if
it's
you
a
hear-
freak.
When you
Like, just
hear Batman
disappointing.
movies, you don't think to watch that one.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Like, I mean, I would probably put her on B tier as well.
I'd bump her up for the BDSM element. I'd give her an A.
Sam.
Part of me wants to agree with Anderson. Part of me thinks she doesn't deserve higher than B.
I would say A if she had done something.
She looked hot.
She did. She gave you a boner.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But this is not a boner tier list. Coming soon. No, just kidding. Coming soon.
Oh, fuck that. I want to go to your list.
I mean, I'd have to go B personally.
All right, we can do B, since y'all obviously don't appreciate the classics.
Clearly. Now, this
Just
fella
wait till
right
we get to
here,
George Clooney's.
Oh boy.
Even though Christopher Walken played him, does anybody know his name?
Can we just ban him to the Shadow Realm? Because no.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
What is
No.
his name? Anybody in chat know? Because like honestly, I totally forgot about him.
I think he was the mayor, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't remember his name. I don't remember what he did. I remember that Penguin was like chasing after him. Like, that's about it.
I was about to
That's-
say I don't remember a damn thing about him.
Yeah, that was really about it.
He was Max Shrek. And that's all I got.
Well,
Yep.
Shadow Realm to him. All right, next up in cinematic order, I believe it is this fella and that fella.
I believe you are correct.
Which is Mr. Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones as the Joker and not the Joker, the Riddler and Two-Face.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it's the Riddler.
Yeah. Now
again, great casting for Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah,
like
phenomenal,
great actors,
beautiful,
phenomenal casting. Jim Carrey is still probably in like my top 3 all-time favorite like comedic artists.
Oh,
he's hilarious.
Yeah. And honestly, for someone to play Mr. Mr. Edward Nigma, literally an enigma of a person, nobody else could have played that.
No,
of course,
nobody.
You got to go with the man that came out the rhino's ass.
That's exactly right.
Yep,
that is exactly right. Such a classic scene. I am going to say for myself, S tier.
I was gonna say like SRA personally.
Yeah, I was gonna say A.
Excuse me.
And there's nothing against the actor. It was more the writing in this movie was just off.
I think the only part of the movie that bugged me with writing was there was that gap in the movie, if you remember, where he like he met Two-Face and then somehow like his business skyrocketed. Like
yeah, that was completely unexplained.
Like it jumps to him owning an island now and having the exact same amount of money as Bruce. Like, how'd that happen?
At the same time, you're just like, wait, this is Bruce Wayne we're talking about. No one has the same amount of money as him.
No, he's got that like Jeff Bezos level money of where he can just shoot himself up into space if he wants.
His superpower is he's rich. Like,
yeah, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos come to him for a loan.
Yeah. Honestly,
this is true.
Why haven't either one of them started trying to be a superhero? That's.
Well, I mean, Elon kind of tried to when he was in Iron Man 2.
I think Elon's trying to become Iron Man at this point.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's trying to become an ascended being, so I just let Elon do his own thing. I mean, he literally named his kid or whatever the fuck his name is.
His kid's name is Archangel, I believe it is.
What is something dumb like Kyle? But
I thought it was like XEA210 something.
It's like it's Chi Archangel something or other. Like, I think
what kind of name is that?
He is really trying to ascend.
This man, dude. Okay, look. One day, Elon Musk is going to go on national television and say, "You all have cables installed in your house. Plug them into your head. We will all ascend." And those who ascend will then exit the Matrix. And when they exit the Matrix, they're going to wake up and we're all going to live in caves. And we're going to realize we're like thousands of years in the future. And suddenly the Matrix is real. All of those movies were just a telling of what was actually happening right now.
By the way, on our way home,
down with the simp behavior over there, sir.
On the way home today from the Comic-Con, we drove by. They're building one of their gigafactories here, and we drove by it. That thing looks like the Costco for Idiocracy. Like, it is huge. Like, I remember we started driving. I see this big like just structure in the distance. I'm like, damn, what the hell is that? And they're like still kind of building it. And we get closer, and we're like right up on the corner of it. I'm like, oh, that's what it is. And I realized like 5 minutes later, I'm still next to it. I was like,
buildings that large kind of stay under construction.
I was like,
Jesus.
Yeah, the thing is huge. Anyway, I digress. Back to Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Yeah. I think that was the only thing that threw me off from the movie was that that whole like
the economics in it.
Yeah. But I mean, the dope moment where he was like, "Let's play a game. Who are you gonna save today? Is it Mrs. Chase Meridian or is it your little sidekick Robin?" Like, that was a dope scene because that was like, yo, he's gonna kill them. He's gonna murder them. You have no choice.
Was a dope scene.
Yeah.
And I know I would never be a superhero. I'd probably be an anti-hero because I would just sit there and be like, neither. I'm just gonna beat your ass.
Yeet.
Fuck you. I'll throw them in for you. Yeet.
So we're thinking S or A?
I'm still thinking A.
I can do A. You can concede to that.
Two-Face.
Good old Harvey Dent.
That's right.
I mean, I like Tommy Lee Jones in a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Great actor.
I was about to say, it's kind of hard to like diss on Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Most iconic scene in that movie for him was the whole like circus scene with the bomb, like
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
the coming of Robin, if you will. Like that was, or the cooming of Robin.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, coom shirts coming to you soon.
Yeah. Let me...
And coom rags. But
coom socks.
coom socks.
doing it like the Army. Let's go.
With a waterproof lining.
Oh
Yikes.
god.
Oh.
Use them till they walk up their own. Okay, anyway, so
Use them until they give birth to your future kids.
I'm gonna say, so I feel like he was great, but the primary villain of the movie was definitely Riddler.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like even though Two-Face opened the movie with the whole bank scene, Riddler 100% took the cake. Like he, without a doubt, he was the villain of the movie. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, if not A, I would put them on the same tier, if not B, because he didn't really do anything to like outshine.
I'm not putting him the same class with Penguin.
Well, then I'd put him in B. I mean, I'd put him in A. Excuse me.
I was like, okay.
It's like
Sorry.
That's the same one.
Sorry. It is the same one.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If we do that, we can put him in A and move Riddler up to S. I'll concede to that.
Sam.
I'm fine. Yeah. I was originally kind of thinking S anyway. So
All right.
there we go.
They
That
deserve
feels
to be
better.
up there. Like they're not down here.
No.
Yeah, they're not down there, but you also got to make sure that they're kind of separated because, like I said, Riddler was the main villain of that whole movie.
Mm.
Yeah. So next up we have this lovely trio of individuals.
Oh, fun.
All God tier.
Now, we were talking about our first boner. Let's talk about the best boner. Look, BDSM Poison Ivy, give me the green spandex all day long, baby. Oh, give me a flower that closes on me when I'm about to bang. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I want.
You got some weird BDSM going on in your land.
In my land?
Yeah, I'm not calling it anything
in
else.
your land, I don't know the kind of shit you do.
And Joe Nation, they like to get choked out by a rosemary.
What?
I think that's a flower. I don't know.
not by rosemary. He said a rosemary. Like
I don't know. I think it's a flower.
One little leaf. Oh my god.
Yeah, just a
okay.
leaf.
Where are we putting her?
Give me the coom real quick.
God damn it, Soren.
What did Soren say?
Soren's like, I like to be choked during sex too, Joe.
All right, you know what? Fuck it. She's going in C. Nah, she's banished. She's banished. We're done.
No.
We're done. She's banished.
She gets on the list just because of that. She's in C.
I think she definitely deserves A tier at minimum, personally, because she
coomed.
Coomed so hard. She how to get demonetized. She literally like wasn't just a villain. She was the mastermind pulling the strings the whole time. Like really, like especially when she went and killed Freeze's wife, or tried to kill her by like kicking the tube out and be like, well, he's only got one woman in his life. Like she was a bad bitch. Like the whole movie. Or even when like she was like, Bane, dear, well, bet. Like that dude was a stimp for her. Like,
yeah,
She was bad. Even when she got like, even when she was at Arkham and got poisoned and then rose up and was like, "Hey, Doc." Like,
I never want to see that again.
I mean, she was a bad woman that whole movie.
I mean,
I mean, she didn't really do it for me like she did for you, Joe, but I'd give her A.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, she definitely one pulling the strings, and yeah, I'm not gonna comment on the Rosemary.
All right,
That's what I said.
let's talk about Ooga Booga, Urgle Gurgle, whatever noises he could make throughout the entire movie, Bane, because he didn't say a single word to my knowledge. It was always
It was either that or grunts.
It was more just like,
yeah, basically.
Ooga booga.
He legitimately, the only thing he did was just smash.
He
It's
just
not like
came in, was like Big Chungus smash, and then that's it.
Yeah,
he was Hulk.
basically. Just minus creativity.
And green skin, yeah.
I mean, he had
No,
green
he had green
veins.
skin.
Like, you remember it kind of started turning green after a little bit?
Oh, that's
Like,
right.
yeah, like after he like juiced himself up a little bit too much.
Oh my God. Even the scene where they pop the hose out the back and he's like, like even the dude who is not poisoned couldn't say a sentence. He's just like, huh? Dude's convulsing on the, you see those massive chunky quads go to little chicken legs and he's still
Like, he had the most aggressive coom session out of all of these.
I can see the YouTube title now. How? What made you coom?
I don't want to see the thumbnail for that.
It's just all white.
Uma Thurman, front and center.
Ooh.
I would say C, personally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna say C.
Not bad enough to
At
be in the
least he
Shadow
did
Realm.
something.
But
I mean, he broke walls, so he did something. So I give him C.
yeah.
Now, Arnold.
Allow
Mr.
me to break
Freeze.
the ice. The name is Freeze. Learn it well.
It's
Only-
going to get this winter. It's going to be cold.
No
The whole other
shit,
lines
Sherlock.
he
It's
said.
ice.
Well, so Kate actually dropped the entire quote, basically, in chat.
Right.
She's like, allow me to break the ice. The name is Freeze. Learn it well, for it's the chilling sound of your doom. Badass line. Just saying.
Did he cut out at the Because all I heard was do.
Doom. Doom.
Yeah.
Stop.
My internet is hating me today. I love it.
Can you hear us?
Now I can.
Okay.
It just keeps like dropping and going. It's whatever. Anyways, go ahead.
I really like Mr. Freeze. This one particularly. And I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I don't know. Just very fond memories of my childhood.
Yeah, the entire like chase down scene where basically all of Gotham's becoming frozen because and even where he froze Robin.
Yep.
That was dope. That was because you thought Robin was dead, and if you say you didn't think he was dead, you're lying.
I thought he was dead.
Like, yeah, everybody who saw that was just like, oh, he's dead. Like he's gone. That's it. We're done. I will say, as far as an antagonist, though, he had the most heartfelt reason behind why. He was so pissed off that, like, because no one was helping him try and save his wife.
Yeah.
And that was his whole purpose behind it. Like, he had such a heartfelt reason behind why he was doing his shit that even Batman made sure that his wife got transferred to Arkham so that way he could still work on her while he was there.
I mean, I feel for the dude. I mean, I've dealt with the American healthcare system too. It sucks.
Could you imagine how bad it is in Gotham too?
Oh God.
Like, I would not want to go to the hospital in Gotham.
I wouldn't want to
You
be
walk
anywhere
in, the
near
doctors are just like, do what?
You walk in, the doctors just look at you and be like, "La dead," and they just move on.
Yeah. They're just like, no.
No, you walk in, the doctor looks at you, he's like, "If you don't get out my fucking hospital, I'm gonna beat your ass for you."
Honestly, Doc, I got a broken leg. I'll break the other one. I would say A tier, 100% A tier.
I give him A.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think he was as good as Joker. I mean, not Joker, or Joker or Riddler, but I definitely think he's up here with these two. So
I can agree with that.
all right, next up in this cinematic world, we have him, and we have him. I'm just gonna follow these out real quick. He goes in the second one. He goes in the second one. And then he goes in the second one. And yep, done. Okay, cool. So next up is we'll say Scarecrow for timestamp purposes. How do we think about Scarecrow?
Yeah.
I mean, I liked him. I don't think. Trying to remember, I don't think he was like. They definitely adapted him and kind of made a few things a little different. But I mean, otherwise, like, solid character. Just wish, you know. I mean, I don't know.
I think the actor who played him was fantastic. I just don't remember his name.
Yeah. Wasn't he already kind of a no-name actor?
Yeah, I think he also played in the Netflix series Peaky Blinders, if I'm not mistaken.
I haven't watched it, so
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, but I think he definitely played, because whenever you see Scarecrow out of the mask, he is essentially a sarcastic genius biologist,
Mm-hmm.
or chemist.
Chemist
That's
would
what
probably be the better one.
Chemist.
Chemist. Yeah. He's a genius chemist, and he's also like sassy and snarky. He's always got he's got such quick wit about him, and I loved that about this character, that they didn't cut that. They didn't try and change the character. They let him adapt. Like you were saying, he's very adaptive. He adapted to the character overall, and he built that character up to be who was like
felt like a smart type you want to punch.
Yeah. And that's a good thing, because that's exactly what Scarecrow's like in the comics.
Yeah.
Like, he's not that ultra steampunk Scarecrow you get in the video games. He's he's a legit, like, even in oh wait, have y'all watched Titans yet? Season 3?
Nope.
Not season 3, so shut up.
Okay,
Nope.
so this
That's
isn't
after,
giving anything away.
that's after this podcast. That's what we're gonna watch.
Yeah, this isn't giving anything away. He's actually in season 3. And I believe he shows up in the first episode, just as a character. Like, what you see in the trailer, if you watch the trailer and see him behind bars, that's literally all you see of him is behind bars. Nothing of him out doing whatever. But they actually got him right too, which is dope. It's like that, like the fact that they took the time to have that cohesion of the character, where he's just this really sassy, snarky chemist who's a genius, is just fantastic. Him as a character, I personally would put him at A in this movie, because I think he did a phenomenal job really carrying the villain card for a majority of the movie.
Yeah, because I don't really want to put him on the same tier as like Penguin and Catwoman.
Nah, I think A is pretty good for him.
So we cool with A?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, Mr. Ra's al Ghul.
Ooh, Liam Neeson was such a great pick for that too. Like, just chef's kiss.
Yeah. What do y'all think?
They definitely got a lot of things right. Especially with, like, once they bring Bane in a little later, and to kind of help carrying out Ra's al Ghul's plans and everything, like, but he was mostly just kind of like the figurehead, dark in the shadows. But they also showed him training Batman and Bruce Wayne, I should say. You good?
Oh, I taste the pickles on the chicken.
Oh, I see you were
just vomited.
Yeah.
I was about to.
Ooh. No, he's. What?
I would say just mute the mic if you do. Just,
I like how you say mute and then you immediately do like impersonation of it. Jesus Christ.
So as you were saying about him,
I mean, great pick, great character, great presence in the movie. For me, it's S tier, personally.
okay. Anderson still
Yes.
Oh, you alive?
I would just, you go ahead and do your explanation, Joe.
Did he say S or yes?
I don't know. But you just go
Yes.
S. Okay.
S. Okay. Well, I was going to agree to S for sure. Just because the only thing that would have made me put him in S plus is something they would have had to have done in the movie. So it's not his character. The one thing they were missing that would have made him perfect, it was the pool.
Yeah.
If they had the pool, I would have been like, nailed it. Like, but they did not have the pool. And that's part of where he gets his strength from. Like, because he's consistently, like, his strength comes from knowledge. He's all about, martial arts. And so he's like the ultimate strategist, the ultimate martial artist, because he's lived for so long that he has gained this knowledge over time. And so I mean, they kind of like compiled all that together into one thing and didn't really say he had the pool, which clearly he didn't because he died. But yeah, S tier for sure. S tier. Are you good, dude?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay, fair enough.
Shadow
I have my personal I have my personal choice for this one. Anderson, what are you feeling?
Which one is this?
Falcone.
I mean, I want to hear what you want to say first on this one.
I agree with Sam. Banish into the Shadow Realm.
Okay, good. We're all in agreement.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Falcone was one of the biggest mob bosses in Gotham, and they did jack shit with him.
He was just kind of annoying.
He was just there.
Like, yeah, he was just like a character to fill some time.
And then the fact that, like, I think it was the very first outing that Batman actually had, like his very first, like, scouring the night scouring Gotham through the night and like looking for what's going on. The very first night he was out, and all of a sudden he captures Falcone and puts him behind out bars at Arkham, and the next thing you know, Scarecrow's like doses him. It's like,
I know. I thought that was like, wait, isn't he supposed to be the biggest crime boss? How did he catch him on the first night and then just immediately put away? I was like, that was such wasted thing, especially one of the biggest crime bosses. They got shit everywhere. And, and then they just put him out in the open like that in an unsecured truck, like car. Yeah, it was dumb.
Yeah, he like Christopher Nolan could have done so much more with him.
I mean, Falcone could have been his own movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We have him here finally after all this time.
You know where he goes.
To the heavens.
I have to.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love and respect Heath Ledger so much, but I'm sorry. I just had to.
To the moon, baby.
So, on a serious note, this is one of those times because Anderson and Sam, you as well. You both have made jokes to me about this. Anderson more so than Sam. I can't pick this one because I have a very jaded opinion of that movie that a lot of people don't agree with. But for me to make my decision, should I base it on him playing the character or the character in the movie?
I mean, we've been doing a little bit of both overall, so that's where it could get tricky.
Well,
so and to elaborate,
this movie, I know how you feel about it. I would say just do the actor portraying the character.
Just because I'm gonna go in on this.
I know if you do the other one, you're gonna go in on it.
Sam, what were you about to say?
I was just gonna say, how about for the people, just give a brief synopsis of where you're coming from on this. As brief as you possibly can.
Problem is, it's not going to be brief.
Well, I mean, and you don't have to go into detail. Just say your basic opinion, and just leave it at that.
Okay, I'll boil it down to this. And I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate in chat and a lot of hate in the comments on YouTube for this.
Or you already got my hate, so it's all right.
I know. So I don't even know what he just said. So number one, this Joker is not a clown. He just wears clown makeup. He's not the clown prince of crime. He's just a criminal who wears clown makeup, who's also psychotic. The Dark Knight, in my opinion, is not a Batman movie. It's a Joker movie. With a telling of Joker in a different light. And it didn't really I'm gonna leave it at that. If I keep going, I'm gonna go too far. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Keep going. I want to hear it.
No, you both said brief. That is brief. I'm leaving it brief.
That was brief but vague.
I can't go that far into detail. If I do, we're gonna be here for the next 30 minutes on this one character. And that's only if you don't retort. Like,
all right, fair enough.
I'm just trying to save time here. Like we could have a whole episode debate on this without a shadow of a doubt. We'll even invite the Comic Book Junkies DLC podcast over here to get their take on it too, just so that way we can have multiple ideas going on.
Speaking of which, Isaac is in chat saying, "How is Jim Carrey Riddler not S+?" You need to watch the episode when it comes out because we discussed that.
We did discuss it.
Yeah,
we did discuss it.
I agree. I get it, but yeah,
my rating on this would be an S. If you look at the characters, if you look at who play,
oh, there goes his internet.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Just give it a second.
Oh God, the slow turn.
He just came in like.
I can't see y'all at all. Y'all are green screened.
Oh, really?
Oh no. What's going on?
Did
my graphics card just go?
They probably just need a restart.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh.
Okay, there you are.
Oh.
I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened.
Bro, your internet on some fuck shit tonight.
No, that was my computer that time.
Oh.
All my screens went black.
That's weird.
Was it potentially doing a NVIDIA update?
No, I've already done it. I've already done the NVIDIA update.
Okay.
I don't.
There's a possibility that the NVIDIA update is just kind of screwing with them because it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the
True.
first time to do that.
All right. So as I was saying, S tier for me solely based on when you look at the character, Jack Nicholson portrayed Joker to the fullest of every level, whereas the levels that were missing from Heath Ledger were the whole clown like killing jokes kind of vibe going on. Now I have to admit,
I was about to
briefly,
say, are you saying Killing Joke isn't good? Like what?
No, I'm saying that's not what I'm saying at all. No, I'm that's quite the opposite of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Jack Nicholson portrayed it perfectly. Heath Ledger never even cracked a joke, really. He was more like, "You just know where I got these scars. Let me tell you. So one day I came home for my wife. She wasn't happy. She had to get these like that whole like it was cool. It was cool for his character.
Jokes in my book.
I thought it was cool for his character. I just didn't see that as like where I need jokes. Give me jokes. Give me jokes and then blow someone's face off. Like that's what I want to see. So y'all's turn.
I get where you're coming from.
Even though it's completely wrong.
Even though it's completely wrong.
I mean, that's your opinion. That is your opinion.
And say his opinion, so it's right. Let's go. We're done.
I mean, well, I shouldn't say it's completely wrong. Like, you have valid points.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Right.
I understand the argument.
And so this is where it's tricky for me. Because like, if you just came up to me randomly, asked me, hey, on a tier of, 1 through 10, where would you rate Heath Ledger's Joker? I would have immediately, without even thinking about it, said 10. Which I still basically do. So like my gut reaction is always still S+. But the points you make are valid, and and that's where it's hard, because like if we're going to be fair to the list, an S would be a very fair rating for that. But I still want to give him S+.
I can't justify just an S though.
Behind what points? What points do you have to that?
Okay, so like you said earlier, you said that it wasn't very Joker-esque in your words and stuff, such like that. What I took away from the movie was that Heath Ledger's Joker would be a real-world application of that. I mean, yes, there were some jokes, dark jokes, that he used and stuff like that weren't necessarily funny, but it didn't have to be funny because it was only funny to him, because he's the joke and he wanted to be the joke. So it was fine with him. As long as he felt he was the joke, then he was playing out his part, which is what I took away from that. Because there was very much more than, I mean, not to say the comics don't deal with it or anything, but there was very much more psych gameplay in that movie than most others have.
It was definitely a lot more like a real world, like self-deprecating version of the Joker.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, like the self-deprecation and everything like that, and like just him, like I mean, how many people just come up to you and just start blurting out their life story, whether it be true or false? Not many.
And I'd say
so to me, that was a joke in of itself. No one knew him, so he can make up whatever he wanted to make up, and people would be trying to guess, and he was just like, stupid.
Yeah, and the entire kind of like what I think like they were kind of trying to approach this entire trilogy with was oh damn it, my headphones just died, but I'll keep talking because y'all can still hear me. So I think it was just a much more realistic approach, because like if you look at like any of the villains in this, none of them are totally outside of the realm of possibility. Like there's no real like true superpowers really with any of them, including, because we talked about like why they kind of did Ra's al Ghul wrong was they didn't have the pool, which in the real world there wouldn't be a pool. He's just a really ridiculously good, like he's the master martial artist. Like nobody can beat him except for Batman. But and if you look at Bane, he's got this mask to basically help him breathe. Like if you take it off, like he can't really, like he won't be able to breathe.
He'll die.
Scarecrow uses chemicals to to do these hallucinations. He's not, and then Joker's not flying on the cloud of laughing gas or anything. Like he's just blowing shit up. And so like I think in all of those respects, like if you were to look at it from the outside as like this is the realistic version of a Batman movie, that's I think how Joker would be personally. Now let me switch my batteries.
Yeah, I mean okay. I agree with that, because I mean I didn't go into the Dark Knight trilogy series expecting a full-fledged Batman, like with all the gimmicks and stuff. Like I didn't expect to see Poison Ivy rising up on plants or anything like that. I expected a realistic version of Batman in the real world, dark and gritty, and where everything plays together in a realistic sense, which that's what I got. Except for the third movie. We'll talk about that later. Sam, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I can hear now.
Cool.
The bad part too is like, so I have the SteelSeries Arctic Bros. Joe has them as well. They have 2 batteries and they're hot swappable, which is fantastic. Except when they both die, because you don't fully seat it into the charger. And so
Yeah,
that's
got
what I'm
no
dealing with
character.
right now. And so like I've got, like I've basically got to like throw a little bit of charge on it, plug them in, and then so you might be seeing me swap batteries for a little bit for the rest of this.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Problems with Steers series.
Yep.
But for me personally, I would say S plus.
You can
I
concede the
mean,
S
I'll
plus.
concede.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't go lower than that. I'm sorry.
I'll concede. I don't agree with it, but I'll concede. That's because if I don't, we're gonna be here for again like the next 30 minutes to an hour debating this. And so next up, the most
Chad, what do you
useless
think about Heath
banker.
Ledger's Joker? Give us your rating in the comments. Hey,
Next up, the most useless banker in the world.
I wouldn't say useless so much as worthless and completely like he didn't do his job at all.
He existed in that movie purely to show like
How useless the banking system is.
well, not even that, just like Batman's progression. And it's like, well, I don't have any jurisdiction lines. And so like, and then he just flies to China and gets him out of the thing with the CIA, skyhook. And that's really about it. He pays off the cops in Hong Kong. Okay, cool.
I mean, he was worthless.
Shadow
And then
Realm.
Yes.
Shadow Realm.
Because I mean, he was so worthless that he even sold out everybody when he had no reason to sell everybody out.
Yep.
And then even when he
The
did,
Joker
he still got fucked over.
The Joker literally called him out. If you remember, he called him out when he walked in there, and he was like, "And that guy right there, he's gonna get you. He's gonna get you." Like, because he knew he's like, that dude's worthless. You gave him all of your money for no reason. Give it to me so I can light it on fire. Like,
I mean, obviously, I mean,
it's basically what happened.
everybody that was watching the movie saw that. They're like, "Yeah, this guy's gonna be a rat. He's a snitch." And you know what?
But
Joker
he's-
burning that money and sending a message home, I was completely with because those thugs were idiots.
But he is good with calculation.
I don't need good with calculation. If I needed that, I'd get a fucking calculator.
Very
Fuck
true.
that dude.
Anyway.
I'm noticing we're putting all the suits down here.
Where they belong.
I think
Basically, what
that
we're
might
saying
continue.
is banish the suits.
Yep.
If you're not
All right.
wearing military grade armor, you don't deserve to be here.
Well, ironically enough, Harvey Dent is next, who is also technically a suit.
But
I'm.
so just go ahead
I don't
and, go ahead and start your rant. Go for it. I can see it brewing.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Who, me?
Yeah. Leave Shang Tsung alone.
In order. Damn.
Let it go. Let it go.
I'm gonna put him in B tier.
Elaborate.
Please.
So, okay. So the entire movie, Harvey Dent is a good guy until like the last third of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we see him with his coin. Bling. Oh, look, like I remember the scene. It was dope where he was in the limo and he's looking at who was the mob boss? I can't remember his name, but he's like, he goes, "Well, let's see how your luck is today." Huh? Looks like you're lucky. Flips the coin again, doesn't say anything. He goes, "I thought you already tested my luck." He goes, "I did. Not your drivers." Boom! Like that was a.
I mean, that was
scene.
badass.
That was a dope scene, but that was the only dope scene he had.
Oh yeah, he was a bitch for most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Like Two-Face?
Rachel.
But he was still Harvey Dent at the time. He was good Harvey Dent at that time. He wasn't bad Harvey Dent yet. He didn't snap until he woke up and had all the skin gone. The thing was, the part that made me go downhill for him was at the end of the movie when he's sitting there with Commissioner Gordon's family, basically like on a murderous rampage. Like, I understand there's real world applications to this, but he's just basically like, tell me which one do you love the most? And he's like pointing a gun at both of them and finally realizes his son. He's like, all right, let's see his luck. Like, I get that whole context behind it, but what? Like,
there was
knew
absolutely
the whole time.
no logic in his reasoning at the end of the movie.
Yeah, there was none. He blamed Commissioner Gordon. So first off, he blames Commissioner Gordon for the fact that Rachel died, but he knew the whole time the Joker was the one who pulled the strings. So why are you mad at the commissioner when the commissioner was the one who was trying to save you?
Also, why are you listening to the Joker talking to you? Like, the fuck?
Like, it doesn't make sense.
And plus,
it does not make
you
sense.
blaming Commissioner Gordon, the guy who went undercover to try and get this guy and faked his own death. And you blame him and his family. And then you proceed to take it out on his family when his whole family is innocent. The only person you should be taking out on is Commissioner Gordon. Regardless of the whole, well, it's your kids, so I'm going to inflict that kind of pain on you. And you're still going to kill him afterwards? No, bro, that's not how a villain does things. You kill the family, you leave the person to stew with it. You don't just kill the person right after. That ruins the whole purpose.
Oh. I mean, and then of course Batman, you know, spears him off the building, and then like,
yeah, this is dumb as shit.
Yeah, he's dead.
What was it, like a 20-foot drop and just dies?
No, dude, that was like a 5-story drop, and he landed on his head. Like,
it looked like 20 feet in the movie.
Yeah, because Batman was literally holding on with one arm, basically, like, which also bullshit, by the way, because Batman has a literal back grapple. Just he's holding
about to say he has a fucking grapple gun. You have a grapple gun, dude, and you're on a steel structure. You could have just, you know. It was so dumb. That whole scene was completely fucking worthless. Just so they could be like, what was it? What was the line? He's not the hero we deserve, but the one we need, or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah. When he's running to his bat cycle, and he's like the whole dope, like, what was it? What's it called? Silhouette scene where he's running into, like, basically into the light, going to his
with the
bat
dogs
bike.
after him and stuff.
Yeah, the one we need.
Also, like you just corrected me, 5-story fall, and you running like that, bruh. No armor is gonna help you from that shit. That ain't right. Well,
no. Because remember, the next time we see him is years later, and what was wrong? His leg was jacked up. Yeah, so the continuity was there, because he just realized he just dropped a few stories. Like, he's retired. Like, yeah, he's done. Like, he wasn't coming back from that one. And
at that point, I should be a superhero. I fell 2 stories and I'm still here.
There you go. Anderson's a superhero confirmed.
Woohoo!
We need X-Files right now. Too late. Okay, what are y'all ranking?
All right, I say C.
Yeah. There it is.
There it is. So you say C?
Yeah, because his whole villain arc, like, once he became a bad guy, was completely stupid. Didn't do anything right. Like, even if you were like, I mean, it was just no logic whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then the end of it, they're just like, we'll just flip his face over so he can be the good guy again.
Yeah.
No, he was obviously a bad guy. Fuck that shit.
It reminds me of Bad Dad. Or what is it? Badman, excuse me. The College Humor sketches where he's like,
yes,
Two-Face. Where's Harvey? Harvey. Oh, thank God, you gotta watch out. Two-Face is near. No, I mean, I agree. Yeah, it would have been a great origin story if they had continued with it, but like they just
killed them off.
They killed him off too quickly.
I gotta reference College Humor again here in a second.
Okay.
Because one is just so much better than that. Oh my God. All right. So we're going B or C.
I don't know if I'd go as far down as C. Like, he wasn't completely useless like Bane.
Yeah, the only reason I wouldn't put him at C is because he actually had lines.
He actually had a good scene, so yeah, I'll concede to B.
Real quick before we continue, so we've got a question in chat from my lovely fiance. Do y'all not have Halle Berry on your list? How do you leave out the original movie and Halle Berry?
Because there was no Batman in it.
Wait, what now?
So
You know,
Halle-
Halle Berry Catwoman movie, right?
Yeah.
She's asking why did we leave that out?
She wasn't a villain in Batman's movies.
yeah, she is a villain, but she's not in any of the Batman movies. She's got her own like standalone movie.
Correct.
And so that's why she does not exist on this list. Also, this list was not created by us. This was created by somebody else, which is why
Yeah,
we're not going back to like Adam West. This is Tim Burton and on. So
Yeah, we're
Yep.
not even talking. We're not even going to talk about that movie because that movie had a lot of things with it.
Isaac said Halle Berry Catwoman made me a man.
I mean,
All right.
Halle Berry made us, man. But...
Coom.
this skis right here. This piece of trash.
Where do suits go?
The suits always go to the shadow realm, baby.
Yeah.
The Shadow Realm.
Okay, I'm just gonna do this in order of useless. Okay, they're all useless. Like nobody on that part right there. He literally, his point in the movie was to be a bitch. Like,
Yep.
like that was it. He literally, what? Bane's already on the way to town anyways. It doesn't matter that you hired him. Huh? Like he literally, his whole goal was to try and take over Wayne Industries. Bane was like, nah, we're just blowing this shit up. Like
Bane did
like-
it the right way. He's like, I
yeah.
don't give a fuck about legalities. We're just blowing this shit up.
Yep. All right. The next one that made us all
Mm,
boom.
good old Anne Hathaway.
Mm-hmm.
Always a sight for sore eyes.
I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No,
Just
not that high.
saying.
No, not that
No.
high. Not that high.
Definitely not that high. We can't put her above like Jim Carrey or Liam Neeson.
Jim Carrey didn't give me a boner. Okay. She is a classy lady who deserves the best because she portrayed Catwoman so well. And it had nothing to do with that super tight suit. Okay.
Sure, it wasn't the BDSM aspect to this, right?
Oh my, it wasn't the angles when she was riding the bike either from behind. It wasn't those. It was the fact that she's a phenomenal actress and did a great job.
All right, let's bring it back to earth here for a minute. You can go look at some stuff online later.
I feel like he's having trouble trying to convince himself right now.
Yeah.
Like,
in all sincerity, like she did a phenomenal job playing Selena Kyle.
Yeah.
Phenomenal job. Like, especially like the acrobatic movement that she had when she was like fighting and shit, like being the Catwoman, bruh. Also, can we talk about the dope goggles that was the cat ears that folded down to like
Those
the
were
dope
cool.
like
Yeah,
military
those
grade
were
goggles?
awesome, yeah.
That was awesome.
great touch.
Also, the acrobatics she did in that one, oh boy, even I was just sitting there like cringing sometimes, like, ain't no way my body going in that direction.
So where would y'all put her?
I'd say solid A.
I'd say A.
I couldn't put her on Jim Carrey level. I'm sorry. Like, I know you want to put her
That's
up there,
double
but
plus.
yeah.
Got it. She has ascended.
Yeah.
All right, I can
It's
see
not the
that.
only thing she ascended, but all right.
All right, Talia al Ghul.
Shadow Realm.
Wow,
Damn.
really?
Yeah, fuck her. I mean, she did, but
Well, yeah, Bruce definitely did. Like, honestly, that's part of why I was really hoping for a fourth Nolan universe Batman, because something tells me that she like they could have easily played it where she didn't actually die.
I would hope
She
so
just-
because that death scene was atrocious.
Yeah.
She forgot to die.
It's like it was like the
But-
last minute on set, and they're like, "All right, you just got to die real quick." All right, cool.
And she's
cool,
like,
cool.
"How do I do
And
that
then
again?"
she's like, "Oh God, oh I'm okay. Oh shit, I'm dead." Oh.
After being
and then
in
they're
a
like,
massive
"We don't have any
train
more
wreck.
time. Just fuck it. Just do it."
Just die. Just
I'm gonna bring up college humor here.
I
though,
knew
because
you
of the
would.
last
I
two.
knew you would. Yep. Yeah.
the best
If you
one.
have not seen this piece of cinematic genius,
Bad
Oh
man.
my God.
BADMAN. So good.
Because I fucked her with my
uh-huh.
With my
So what you're saying is,
dick.
so what you're saying is, if I hit the little red spot in just the right way, there's an explosion.
That shit was hilarious when it came out.
Oh my god, it was so good. Oh man, it was
Stop that.
it was better than the movie.
Honestly.
Better than the movie.
Linda, have you seen that? If not, we're watching that after Titans.
Oh my god,
Yes.
that made that scene so much better. She's just like, "Stop that! Yes, we had sex. Get over it."
Hey, fat shit. What's shaking, bacon? What's going on, dude?
Oh, you tuned in the great time.
Yep.
Yeah, we're talking about how stupid Talia is.
But I wish that's part of why I wish they had made a fourth one, solely because of the fact that I don't think she would actually have died. And we all know that he coomed pretty hard with her. Damian Wayne, where you at? Like
Yeah.
that would have been dope. Because where it leaves off with Alfred seeing them at the I think it was a French restaurant or whatever it was.
It was
And
in
like,
Paris,
you know,
I
they
think, yeah.
did you see him across the way and he just goes, and they did the thing and the movie was over. Like it would have been dope to have another fast forward, like, I don't know, 10, 11 years. And suddenly Damien shows up and he's just this master assassin trying to kill his dad. Like that would have been great. But
I'm sorry, real quick. Fat shit just joined in on the quoting. He's like, "I fucked all three holes. You'd be surprised which order."
that's not veg.
Oh shit! Headphones out. Continue. I'll join in a moment.
Oh my god.
Oh
that
my
is
god, that video
fantastic.
was hilarious. You'd be surprised which order. And Bane's just there like, "Ooh, you nasty."
In the background, you just hear ass mouth veg. Like
I heard everything.
you didn't miss much. So I wouldn't banish her to the shadow realm. I would definitely put her in C as far as being is useless because she did jack squat in that movie. She
literally
a booty
just slept with
call.
the main protagonist. That's about it.
Yeah, she was a booty call. Okay, first and foremost, let's talk about real world application for a second. She was carrying the trigger the entire time. I don't care if you're trying to teach a city a lesson. There is no way that they were all basically ready to die the entirety of the oh Lord, what are they called? What were the ninjas called? What was it called?
League of Shadows.
Was it League of Shadows or League of Assassins in this one?
I think it
I
was
forget.
Shadows, and this one I think Assassins was
it?
the
Okay.
CW stuff.
Either way,
Or
Either
it could
way,
be the other way around.
the entire league is there and they all know they're getting ready to die. The bomb's going to detonate. They're going to die. Real world application, she would have hit the button way sooner.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
I mean,
That
even
bomb would have gone
real-
off in a movie.
I mean, even more real. Like as soon as she knew Batman was back or whoever, I would have blew it just then. And like, oh, you here to foil a plan? Well, guess what? There is no plan. Boop, done.
But here's the thing too with it. She didn't do anything to help move the plan along. She was supposed to be like a sleeper agent. She didn't do anything.
She more
The
hinted
entire
than
time she's
anything.
Yeah, the entire time that they're on lockdown, she's with Lucius. She's with Lucius Fox.
Hmm.
So she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything until later on when he found out, oh shit, this is Ra's al Ghul's daughter. Like, that's when she was like, I'm going to follow my father's legacy and do it with the man that I love. Huh?
It's also
Crab
World's-
face ain't doing
Batman,
you like Bruce
World's
did,
Greatest
honey.
Detective. You couldn't connect that link right there. It was pretty damn easy.
Not wrong. We got confirmation
I
too in
wonder
chat
if-
saying it was Shadows in the movies, Assassins everywhere else.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't put her in the shadow realm. I would say C for just being somebody who was. No. I'm actually going shadow realm.
I was about to
After
say,
saying all that, shadow realm.
especially with that death scene. That death scene alone should put her in the shadow realm.
Plus, they
Okay.
called it Shadows, like the League of Shadows in the movies, which that's just wrong. So,
Bruh, she
Just-
didn't even close her eyes when she died. She was just,
just
it was just like, the fuck? That's not how you die unless you're like stabbed through the heart.
Banish her to the Shadow Realm now.
So, yeah, bye.
Yep.
only suit that's not in the Shadow Realm. Oh, did
True.
she wore a suit at
Technically,
one
she did
point?
wear a suit.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
She was a
wear a suit.
businesswoman,
Yep.
so she did wear a suit. So
Yep.
yeah, she still deserves to be
All the
there.
suits except for Harvey.
And Batman.
Harvey.
Oh,
Two-Face.
Oh God.
The last one.
But certainly not least. Definitely not a Shadow
I know
Realm
where I
inhabitant.
would put him. I 100% know where I would put him, but I'm curious where y'all would. And while y'all talk, I can still hear you. I'll be right back.
I was molded by it.
Definitely a great character.
He was a good Bane, and I'm glad
Very
they didn't
good
do
Bane.
the overly like bulky Bane.
Yeah, Tom Hardy, great selection as well. Didn't go. I mean, and again, I kind of touched on this earlier when I couldn't hear that. They did a little bit more realistic, where like you were just saying, he wasn't like super ultra ripped. I mean, he was definitely a jacked dude, and
Yeah, but within like normal reasons.
yeah, I mean, he was just like a real world jacked dude. He wasn't like literally, have a bunch of green tubes coming out of him.
Mm-hmm. Also, including they stuck with it. They broke Batman's back. I give them props for that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which props to Batman for recovering from that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that part wasn't really realistic.
Yeah.
You're not recovering from a broken spine that quick,
Yeah.
especially with no medical assistance.
And that was a badass scene too. Like that was just Bane just putting this fucking smack down. Yep. Beautiful. So I mean,
Of course, the classic darkness quote.
yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to try to emulate it because I won't be able to properly. So
Yeah, not without a mask.
no, I mean I can maybe put on like part of Darth Vader's helmet, but that's a lot of work, and I'm just not trying to not trying to do that. So I mean, definitely higher than the original Bane in this list for sure. I'd say higher than Penguin and Harvey and everything like that. Like Isaac's saying B in chat, and I think that's a little too low.
That's a little harsh.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it'd be absolute
I'm
easy
torn
A.
between S or A.
Yeah, absolute easy A. I think there's a case to be made for S.
Definitely wouldn't put him in S plus though.
No, I wouldn't put him all the way at the top. But it's because I mean, he didn't have that same level of, I don't know how to even say it. Like, he just
I don't know. He didn't have that same level of ferocity and like pure like physicalness that the Bane in the comics and stuff does.
Yeah, Isaac's like, it's because he wasn't Hispanic.
Oh my God.
I mean, you're technically not wrong there, but I mean,
I guess, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to see like Machete playing this role either. That'd be weird.
so I mean, yeah, I mean, I would call it an easy A. I would, if y'all said S, I would totally be fine with S. But Joe is now back, and so now he can state his case.
He can weigh in.
Okay, so I heard everything y'all said. And first of all,
There it is.
You merely adopt the darkness. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see light until I was a man.
I hope
There
that
we
picked
go.
up all the way.
It did.
It did.
Do you think he recorded it actually like that, or do you think they just did that after? Like
I
they did
actually
effects?
think he did. I think he had like a mask, like not like his mask, but like a mask over his face to give like the like the covering, because it made it a lot more real based on his mask that he was wearing in the movie.
Yeah, he was practicing COVID regulations before COVID was even a thing.
Honestly, ultra filtration.
Ain't no air getting in these lungs, boyo.
So here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to base this off of y'all's previous arguments. Okay, y'all have based the Nolan trilogy solely on real world events or real world application, right?
Yeah. For the most
So with that in mind, I'm going to make an argument for S plus.
Interesting.
Okay.
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 Yep. So first off, Anderson, phenomenal point. Broken back straight off the comic books. That was a beautiful, beautiful scene. Grimy as all get out, but absolutely phenomenal when you see something jump right off the comic book page and it's right there on the big screen. Beautiful. Bane is the literal, like, only because they did in this universe, because they didn't actually ever create the character of Deathstroke. Bane is the literal villain equivalent to Batman when it comes to fighting, knowledge, strategy, you name it, he has it. They showed that in the movie all the way at the very beginning when they're in the plane and you hear him, he's like, why don't you ask me? Like, and they pull the mask off and he's talking to the FBI agent. And he's in, the plane scene where he pumps the blood into the doctor's blood over into the cadaver. Mm-hmm. Or no, into his, I think it was into the guy or whatever it was, but basically to make it look like the doctor had died in the plane crash. And then later on with the nuke, like the whole thing where he knew he had found Batman's secret armory and blew the hole open so all of it came down and was able to get in, like sent him to the pit, like everything front to back. The final battle between the two of them was amazing. All of it was fantastic. Even when he found the letters that Commissioner Gordon had written to discuss at the conference for Harvey Dent's death. He was the ultimate villain to match 1-to-1 ratio to Batman.
I mean, honestly, he played the villain role completely right.
Yes. For real world application for who he was. Because in the comic books, he's a luchador. In the comic books, he's this big jacked up luchador who, yes, certain points he does get the hose hooked up. He gets the venom and he can beef up and start going to town. But he's a luchador. He is a strategist. He is a tactician. He is he's a genius in the comics. The only thing they didn't do was the luchador part because it wouldn't have fit in the real world application of the movie at all. Mm-hmm. Aside from that, phenomenal performance, phenomenal casting, portrayal perfect, S plus.
It's some really solid points there.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome, son.
So I say we meet in the middle and put them in S then.
Well, y'all are already making a strong case for S.
Well, so I said easy A.
For A.
Yeah, like easy, like I would automatically like put him in A and give him some S's. Isaac, but you kind of touched on Isaac's points and had a great retort there. So like, D, Kappa. No, definitely not. Wait, there ain't
Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
Oh God, putting Bane in Shadow Realm.
Oh
Good.
God,
we would
just
get
come out
so
of it.
much hate.
I was already born there. Shut up.
Yep. I mean, born in it, molded by it.
Really adopted.
True.
Technically, where he comes from. But where does he go?
Technically, we should put him back home.
He ascends to the heavens. That's where he's going. I I just think that his overall character, because I mean, even when the movie came out, I was skeptical. I was like, "There's what?" Like,
Oh, I was definitely skeptical of this movie when it came out.
yeah. But honestly, like, phenomenal job,
Yeah.
phenomenal job. So,
All right, so this is where I'm going to come at it from. I liked Bane more than Ra's al Ghul in this series. Now, I could easily put them at the same level, but honestly, like, you made really fair points to the point where, like, I honestly can't disagree with you. It's like I'd be fine with S+.
I'm just so happy we're recording this because that'll never happen again.
Well, so I'm streaming on my gaming PC right now. I was recording from my streaming PC, and of course that B-sodded. So, but we can get it off the VOD later.
We'll rip it later.
Yeah. I'll delete that part though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I can, I'm not afraid to say that, somebody has convinced me.
Welcome to TGB's Change My Mind.
Anderson,
you look like you're stewing over there, bud.
Oh yeah, because I mean, you made solid points and everything like that. So I'm not throwing those away. I couldn't find a bigger word, but I mean, you made solid points. I kind of agree. I do agree with most of them. Actually, no, I agree with all of them. Just trying to figure out, because I'm perfectly fine with S, but I'm just trying to figure out if he's worthy for S+. And I'm just trying to go through it in my head.
Well, also one step further, if
application, he did a phenomenal job. Tom Hardy did a phenomenal job.
If I may, one final thing in comparison to that point you're making right there on whether or not he deserves to be S+, on the level of the gods being Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger, one literally meeting God as we speak. I had to make the joke. I'm sorry.
I was like, you hadn't made that joke. We had both made it, so now we're all assholes. And that's how we like it.
But if you look at S+, and then S tier, the Riddler and Ra's al Ghul did not put Batman through such an ultimate psychological or physical test as both of the Jokers did. Bane did accomplish that. Bane literally broke Batman physically and mentally, which Heath Ledger broke Batman mentally, and Jack Nicholson's Joker broke Batman mentally in that movie because he was ready to throw him off the building at the end. He was ready to kill him.
That's Batman's number one rule.
Can't you kind of say the same for Ra's al Ghul since he helped train him?
No, he helped train him. The only difference was when he was on the train, the only reason he didn't save him was because he knew that when he took off and flew out, he goes, I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you. And because he knew that there was a 50-50 shot of him surviving, because Ra's al Ghul was pretty much dead on the mountain. When he dropped him off, he had no idea whether or not he was going to survive. So at this point, he's not really betraying his rule of not killing, nor did he actually institute the rule of not killing until later on. Because if you remember when in Batman Begins, he never really instituted that rule. He just kind of followed.
That's true.
So as far as people who actually broke him was both of the Jokers and Bane. Ra's al Ghul never really broke him. He used the psychological flower, which is also the same flower that Scarecrow used, but to make the nerve gas to make him hallucinate. But they never really broke him. They just did. They just did their thing. Really? Yeah, they tested him. That's exactly. They tested him. Whereas Bane literally not only broke him mentally like both of the Jokers did, but he broke him physically. He literally broke his back.
Okay, yeah. In that case, yeah, S+.
There we go.
Damn, I'm not gonna lie. As far as that character right there, I'm pretty proud of all I just did there. Like I'm really proud of that. I just want y'all to understand it is extremely difficult to change their minds sometimes. The fact that I was just able to accomplish that, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
'Cause I didn't ramble.
yeah, no, you didn't
Just- I
ramble.
gave-
You're very concise with your points. Like, you know, you didn't go too crazy into it. You took our logic that we used for previous Dark Knight, Batman Begins, you know, Dark Knight Rises, any whatever, like, and use that logic kind of against us, but in a very smart way, to the point where I couldn't even be mad at that. Like, you know. So, like, you know, we convince you to concede to S+ for Heath Ledger. And no, I mean, maybe not completely, but still, I think it's overall fair, you know.
Yeah, I think it's overall fair.
Yeah.
For the next ones, I'm glad we didn't include Batman v Superman or Justice League. Would those count as Batman villains?
No.
Or
Yeah, I
No,
wouldn't.
because I mean, in that case, we would have had to gone back and include any live action movie that had Batman teamed up with someone else, or live action in general. So
okay, that makes sense. I was just more
Yeah.
I was just more thinking about Batman v Superman, since it was kind of just him and Superman until Wonder Woman at the very end.
well, and not to go off on a tangent, but Batman v Superman, everyone wants Man of Steel 2. You kind of got it already.
I mean,
That was
kinda
kind of Batman
it,
v
yeah.
Superman because it was definitely more of a Superman movie than anything. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, Superman's two arch nemesis, Doomsday and Lex. Like,
Yeah, Batman really only showed up for Martha, so
yeah. So, but there's our list. There is our list.
Do you agree?
And
Do you disagree? Let us know in the comments down below.
yeah. Yep.
Joe and Sam will care.
Well, that was a fun list.
Yeah. Those springs they resonate for
They do.
for a minute.
I know they do.
It's like a good ding.
No, that was a really fun list though. That was that was a good breakdown of like honestly the characters, but the movies themselves and such. And if y'all like these tier lists, chat, especially y'all are here live. Let us know. YouTube, if you like these as well and you like to see more in the recaps that we do on YouTube, let us know over there as well down in the comments. Also, let us know about the what your choices are. Did we do well, or do you have any differences that you would have made? Let us know for sure. Of course, as always, YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. Twitch, you haven't yet, hit the follow button. And then if you'd like to subscribe, go ahead. You don't have to, but as we've said before, every penny that we get, whether it's through Prime subs, regular subs, gifted subs, donos, what have you, all that goes right back to you through fun stuff like what we have coming up this month in 2 weeks.
Dang, that is 2 weeks. Wow, time flies.
Oh
Jeez.
shit!
Yeah. In 2 weeks, we have the Madden tournament right here. We have people signed up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come hang out with us. You'll actually see what we mean when we say we give money back to our community, because we really do. But it's been a blast. We will catch you in the next one.
Bye, bitches.
Peace.